Hello, everyone. Now we have a really interesting keynote coming up, so please join us and have a seat. We have the Energy Advisor, Strategy and Policy Council for the Office of Rwanda's President. He is also the chairman of Rwanda Atomic Energy Board, and we're so happy to have him here. Please give a warm hand to Dr. Lassina Zerbo. Bienvenue. Welcome up on stage. Great to see you. Stage is yours, and I'll be back with a question, I think, later. A warm hand for Dr. Lassina Zerbo.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, first of all, let me thank the organizers for having us here and then having a small session on Africa. So we are gathered today at the threshold of a new era for Africa, an era that will not be defined by technological delay, but by our capacity to take an active part in the global energy transformation. In a world facing major challenges, climate change, demographic pressures, rapid urbanization, and growing needs in industry and public services, Africa holds exceptional potential. But this potential must be mobilized with rigor, ambition, and strategic clarity. Talking about strategic clarity, a strategic opportunity to seize. Nuclear energy is no longer the exclusive domain of few technologically advanced nations. It now represents an integrated development platform to produce low-carbon electricity, to power high-value industrial sectors, to support agriculture, healthcare, access to clean water, and local transformations. Africa cannot remain a spectator. Africa must be a participant, a contributor, and a shaper of this future. I mean, the future of nuclear energy. Now let's turn into the pivotal role of small modular reactors and emerging technologies. Small modular reactors and the next generation technologies offer solutions that are well adapted to African contexts. Modularity, reduced initial infrastructure requirement, and compatibility with the developing electrical grids. But beyond the technological choice, this is a strategic industrial and human capital opportunity to produce, to assemble, to maintain, and to innovate locally. To move from importing finished solutions to co-designing and co-developing them with global partners. Africa must be positioned not only in the deployment chain, but in the design and value creation chain. Now let's talk about building an integration through regional cooperation. The attractiveness and viability of nuclear projects in Africa will depend on our collective capacity to coordinate regional power grid interconnections, harmonize safety and regulatory frameworks, and shared financing mechanisms. And then we're working towards that. This proof in working towards that with our partners, especially South Africa, with its experience, this will provide that Africa can define its own priorities. Now, we must shift from dialogue to implementation. Human capital and youth, the driving force of change or force multiplier. We must never lose sight of the most strategic factor in this equation, Africa's youth, with 70 or 75% of our population below 30. That's huge and a great capital. But this support must be turned into skills and expertise. advanced research laboratories across the continent, dedicated training program and academic exchanges, research reactor and practical learning environment, strong bridges between universities, technical centers, and industry. Our young people must not remain spectators of the world they will inherit. They must be creators and builders of it. Now, the role of South Africa in what I will call the Pan-African momentum or Pan-African vision. South Africa already holds a leading position in Africa's nuclear landscape with operational experience, advanced research infrastructure, and recognized technical expertise. This pioneering role positioned Pretoria as a key anchor in supporting continental capacity development. However, Africa's nuclear trajectory cannot and must not be shaped by political divisions or geopolitical alignment. It must be driven by shared scientific interests, cooperative diplomacy, and the collective pursuit of technological progress. Several countries, including Egypt, Rwanda, Ghana, Togo, Kenya, Burkina Faso, and then I can cite, are likewise advancing efforts to strengthen their scientific capabilities, educational pathways, and regulatory frameworks, each according to its national priorities. This reflects a common continental momentum, grounded not in competition, but in mutual reinforcement and co-development. In this regard, our objective is not to develop or isolate a parallel or isolated program, but to align efforts, establish regional centers of excellence, and reinforce industrial and academic alliance across the continent. And that's where we need South Africa's experience. It is through such technical cooperation or collaboration and scientific solidarity, and I insist scientific solidarity rather than through political positioning, that Africa will build a sustainable, sovereign, and credible role in the global nuclear ecosystem. Now let me do a call for a new generation of partnerships. And I insist, new generation of partnership. Let me reaffirm one essential point. We are not here to negotiate short-term acquisitions, but to build long-term structural partnerships based on three principles: technological transparency, and that's key, fair and shared value creation, and joint development of local capacities. Africa is not asking for exception or privilege. Africa is asking for its legitimate place in the global landscape of nuclear innovation. As I said, it's not about having a seat at the table, it's about bringing our chair at the table. So let me conclude in saying, if energy is the lifeblood of nation, then energy sovereignty is their freedom. Today, Africa has the opportunity to shape this transformation, not from the margin, but from the center. And let us turn this opportunity into reality through science, through industry, and through our youth, and through great cooperation. Thank you.
Sit down. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I do have some questions for you, but it was really interesting to hear this. And I know that you also have a big congress coming up about nuclear in Africa, right? Do you want to tell us more about it?
Yeah, we've initiated the Nuclear Energy and Innovation Summit for Africa out of Kigali. The plan is to have it turning around the continent, but we'll have the second edition in Kigali again, 18, 19, 20 May 2026, and then you're all invited to join. And I was offering to our master of ceremony that will take her to visit the gorillas in Rwanda.
Yeah, I would love to see the gorillas and some nuclear power stations.
Indeed, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for this excellent keynote. Give him a warm hand. Dr. Lassina, Zerbo.
Thank you.
Merci. Thank you so much. An honor to have you here. And now we're going in actually soon straight to the next panel, so please stay with us. We're going to talk about the standardization in the global nuclear industry. And we're going to talk, of course, about pathways and challenges. So stay with us. Just a few, I would say, seconds again, then it probably turn into minutes, but maximum 3 minutes. Okay, see you soon.